A good Erev Shabbos, Parshas Tישא, Parshas Para. It's also the laning for Parshas Shkolim. What's the connection? It dawned on me that Moshe Rabbeinu asked the Rabbeinu Shalom to show him the Marbeah. What does this Machzis HaShekel look like? And HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's one of the few things that Moshe Rabbeinu had asked, including the menorah. Show me, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, how this looks. What's so confusing to know how the shekel looks? Why did Moshe Rabbeinu have to ask the Rabbeinu Shalom? And why did the Rabbeinu Shalom choose of all things to show Moshe Rabbeinu the Marbeah out of Ish? And I think that the answer is to teach us a very important lesson. The lesson is that money, which is the Marbeah, which is the shekel, can be used constructively. It could be used to give tzedakah. It could be used for chesed. It could be used for ma'asim tovim. It could be used for achzakas Torah. And it also, God forbid, Rahmanu Litzlan, could be destructive like fire. Similar to fire. Fire is one of the most constructive things that God has given us. You need fire to make practically anything, to cook, to bake, to build, anything. And nevertheless, fire, Rahmanu Litzlan, could be terribly, terribly destructive. You think about all the positivity that we can use our money for, and you also think, especially after the last 2 weeks in the market with this coronavirus, you think how destructive money could be. Money can destruct itself, money can self-destruct, but money, even worse, can be destructive amongst families. It can cause machlekes, it can cause period with Yerushas, it can cause fighting between siblings, it could cause terrible, terrible tragedy. So the Rabbeinu Shalom shows Moshe Rabbeinu the Marbeah of the shekel in fire to teach us that it could be tremendously constructive, or God forbid, Rahmanu Litzlan, terribly destructive. And that's also the connection, I believe, to the Para Aduma and the Egel Azov. The Egel Azov, people came with the best of intentions. They ran to give, the women ran to give their jewelry. They took it off without asking any questions. And nevertheless, we see the terrible, terrible tragedy of the Egel Azov. And the Para Aduma also teaches the same thing. It's Mitaher, the Tameim, who was sprinkled. But it's Mitame, the Tahirim, the Kahanim, who sprinkle the Dam of the Ifar, the Para Aduma. I want to share with you an amazing story about tzedakah that happened today. I was in shul this morning and somebody approached me and he says, are you with Hatzala? And this is a fellow who, by the way, has helped me with the Purim Koilo. And unrelated, of course, I said, yes, how can I help? And he told me, he says, the walk to shul, I feel my heart is heavy, I'm not feeling well. And I looked at him and I see him all the time and I realized he's pale, even though he's dark skinned, and he's sweating. I took his pulse with the right hand, couldn't get a pulse. Took his pulse with the left hand, it seemed normal. And I sat him down and I said, tell me what's going on. And he told me he feels his heart beating out of his chest. I put my hand on his chest and I realized that this man is having crazy palpitations. Long story short, Baruch Hashem, we got him into an ambulance, transferred him to a Tipul Nimratz, which is an ICU ambulance, got him drugs on the spot. The team of Atzala Beit Shemesh did a phenomenal job, immediately showed up, gave him aspirin, did the right treatment for him, and thank God we saved his life. And as he's sitting in Shari Tzedek Hospital, he wrote to me the following. He said that he went away for Purim up north to Tzfas, and that the bill for the hotel was 4,400 shekel. But the manager said that since he's a good customer and a regular customer and comes all the time, he's going to give him a beautiful discount of 20%. And this fellow said, I don't want the discount. We're going through the coronavirus now. You have very few guests. You're going to need this money. Times are difficult. That's what this person told the hotel manager. And the hotel manager said, he said to him, I'm going to take this money and I'm going to give it to Hatzala. And this man was not a religious man, but he understood the importance and significance of Hatzala. And today, just a few short days later, Hatzala saved that man's life. Rabbeinu Shalom knows and keeps cheshbon. Rabbi Sai, everybody is now suffering losses. Don't give up. Stay firm. Higia zman gula senu be'ezra Hashem yisbarach. We will see the gula krova b'mheira b'yameinu. Give tzedakah. Do ma'asim tovim. Think about the Rabbeinu Shalom. Put him in your tefillas. Ask for Mashiach. And Be'ezah Hashem will see Mashiach Tzidkenu b'mheira b'yameinu. Korov mamish. Good Shabbos.